Good afternoon, everyone. I want to welcome all of our friends in the media and everyone else joining us both online and in person today for today's introductory press conference. In just a minute, we'll hear from President Lori Stewart-Gonzalez, who will kick us off with some brief welcome remarks before formally introducing Ohio's newest Director of Athletics, Slade Larscheid. AD Larscheid will then share a few remarks with us before we open things up for a brief media Q&A. Please note that we plan to wrap this up shortly before 12:50 to open our doors so that AD Larscheid can meet the entire community, and the media is welcome to join that as well. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming Ohio University President, Dr. Lori Stewart-Gonzalez.
Thank you. Thank you. So today is a great day to be a Bobcat. I will say that over and over today. If you noticed, we had a big win on Saturday. You might have read about it. And so we're bookended with another big game. So it's been quite a wonderful week for collegiate athletics. I'm really looking forward to making the trip up to Columbus on Friday and Saturday. So I want to thank some people who had an important role in the transition that we have had. First, I want to thank Julie Cromer, who gave us 6 great years, and I really appreciate that she was here for 2 of mine to help me get acclimated to Ohio athletics and the MAC. It was really important, a learning curve for me, and she really made a difference. So we want to thank her for the last 6 years. She really cared about us as a community. She also was a great campus leader, so I want to thank her. I also want to thank Matt Evans. He's the chair of our Board of Trustees, and he was there to help me along the way. He was a good sounding board during this search, so I appreciate that. I also want to thank Donnie Harrison, a former quarterback, 5-year quarterback at Ohio University, for his help and guidance and input on this search. So now I want to tell you why I think that Slade is the person for the job. He values the student-athlete experience. That is a hallmark of Ohio University. Our coaches grow leaders and grow athletes, but they are always sure that they support the student experience. He understands that our athletes are students first, and their achievements in the classroom and outside of the classroom is as important as their role in competitions. So we appreciate that. But I will tell you, he values championships. He actually wants to win. It's one of the things that we talked about a lot during the interview process. So he's going to be supporting our coaches as they lead our Bobcats on to victory across all of our sports. And then he understands the fans, and he's done some great work at South Dakota to bring students to the games, to keep people at the games, to really build some energy around our sporting events. So with all that, I want you all to give a warm welcome to Director Slade Larscheid and his wife Stephanie, who's here with us, and his 4 children who are back in South Dakota. So welcome.
It is a great day to be a Bobcat. So first and foremost, thank you to President Gonzalez and the entire Board of Trustees. I'm incredibly honored for this opportunity. And there are big days ahead for OU. I honestly believe it. To my wife, Stephanie, she's the glue. With 4 kids, it takes a village, and she's my biggest supporter, and I just can't thank you enough. For 4 kids, Mark, Sam, Trace, and Joe, they're cheering from afar right now back in South Dakota, but welcome to the Bobcat family, gang. I want to echo what President Gonzalez said. Julie Cromer, 6 years here. It's a path for success. It is. And so her dedication, her guidance, thank you, Julie. Best of luck. This one hits home a little bit differently. So to South Dakota State, I wouldn't be sitting here right now if it weren't for the great people there. 6 great years there. President Dunn, Justin Sell, Keith Malum, Tammy Lobin, and many more. Some of the best people I've ever been associated with. So thank you to them, and I'll be rooting from afar. As we pivot into this kind of crazy world of intercollegiate athletics and higher education, I couldn't be more excited. There's going to be challenges, there's going to be opportunities, and we're going to take them head on. And for us, it's about creativity, it's about driving revenue while being fiscally responsible. And that said, the one thing we won't lose sight of is, we touched on it, the student-athlete experience. As AD, I'm going to serve and support each and every one of you. And I should say thank you for being here. It means a lot. All of our coaches, all of our student athletes, and all of our staff. We're going to be a great team. And so thank you. To the Athens community, OU community, fans, donors, season ticket holders, I can't wait to meet you. We're going to continue to build the Bobcat brand locally, regionally, and nationally. And you'll be very proud of this product. Lastly, it's been kind of a whirlwind week, to say the least, but it's been great to reminisce over the course of really this past couple weeks. But then if I step back 20 years, I was an intern at Northwestern, a student athlete, and that was my foot in the door. As any good intern, making calls and stuffing envelopes, I fell in love with college athletics and higher ed. So as we fast forward, there was a lot of wins, a lot of championships, but the best part of this journey is the great people. And I can't wait to be the next AD here. I have to pinch myself. So that said, I'll work smart and I'll work hard on behalf of the university. Thank you.
Okay, we'll open it up for a brief media Q&A. If any media have any questions for AD Larscheid and his new role at Ohio, I'll give you the mic.
Hi, Slade. Hi, Lori. Hope you guys are doing well today. Andrew Bowlby at WOUB. Just, Slade, first for you, just what drew you to this role in Athens and what drew you to Ohio University?
Yeah, great question. I think when we first heard about the opportunity with Julie making the transition, it checked all the boxes, personally, professionally, knowing that we weren't chasing something. I think that's a key piece of all this is it. The history here, the tradition, but also the opportunity for success. And you guys do such a great job already. So to be able to take the baton and continue to carry on, it was a no-brainer from the start.
And as you get acclimated here, are there any things that you look at as kind of top priorities to kind of start working with the athletic department?
I think top priorities would be a lot of listening, learning, but then leading by example. So the first few months, the plan is to meet with each and every one of you, hear about your story, hear about your programs, what we do well, and where we can improve.
I'm also wondering for you, obviously, Ohio is playing Ohio State this weekend in football. Just for scheduling purposes for your different teams, is there a mindset that you have, maybe going to play games where you're going to get paid, or do you look at scheduling matchups and something you want to be in terms of competitiveness?
Yeah, I think there's a fine balance to scheduling. There is a financial component to it, but also you got to work in collaboration with the coaches. I mean, that's the one thing that I've learned. It's easy to schedule games, but who's actually coaching them and then playing them? You have to set the programs up for success. Now, this weekend I think is great to showcase for the state, for the university. It's been 15 years, so hopefully it's not another 15 years before we play the Buckeyes again.
Yeah, and talking a little bit about, comparing Ohio to some of your previous jobs, just what's different from South Dakota State compared to OU?
I'll be honest, I think there's more similarities than differences. We talk about the student-athlete experience, the championship mindset, driving revenue, fan experience, having a plan in place, working in collaboration, with the cabinet, with the trustees, and really having, again, everyone on the same page. So I see that. I want to say take a page from their playbook or Xerox it, but we're going to do a lot of that. But it's also what's best for OU.
Another question for Lori. Was there a specific moment, whether it be during the search process or any of the interviews that you had, that you knew Slade was the right guy for the job?
The skies opened up and the angels sang. No. So what I wanted to see in an AD is somebody who believed in the championship culture we have here, but someone who would thrive in a university where our alumni have more passion than any school I've ever worked in. So we saw that early on with Slade, just in the answers to our questions, and his belief in putting students first, that mattered very much. So I think the more you know him, the more you'll see answers to those kinds of questions about his belief system, what he wants athletics to be at Ohio. And as he said, he came to a place where it's not broken, so we can only elevate. So that was a really important part too.
Any other media with us today who have questions?
Slade, Grant Kiefer with WIEB, coming from South Dakota State. You look at the football level, you're a top-tier program in FCS, and you go to an FBS school where you're a group of 5 school. What do you think is going to be the biggest difference amongst, kind of evaluating the football side of it?
I would say, at least from an experience, I had time in the MAC previously at Northern Illinois. That was a number of years ago, but I see, again, going back, more similarities and differences. There is going to be a change in play, knowing with the group of 5, kind of the landscape. I think posturing and positioning ourselves with Brian and company is going to be key. And so I'm going to listen, I'm going to learn. But at the end of the day, the world of college athletics is evolving. So that question might change here in 2 weeks or in 2 months, but we're going to embrace it and be able to be adapting to the situation.
You alluded to it with how much college athletics are changing, and of course, non-revenue sports, your Olympic sports. What's your plan to kind of keep them afloat and keep them competitive in your time here?
I think it all goes back to the importance of resources. And it is going to be an importance for us, all sports. Obviously, there's the rev share model, there's revenue generating sports, but for me, coming from the systems that I've been in, the universities, we've been a holistic model, and winning championships across the board is going to be important.
Okay.
Hi, Slade. Good to talk to you again.
Marty?
The relationship that you have being a former student athlete, how much does that help you in working with current student athletes, understanding some of the problems that they go through these days?
That's a great question, Marty. So actually, I think we talked about this, Lori and I, through the process. They said one of the best parts of my job is to be able to meet with the young men and women and say, I've actually sat in your chair. I know it's been a few years ago, but it also embracing the fact that I was them at one point. And so I do think it's important. I think understanding what, the challenges, what 18 to 22-year-olds go through now it changes, year to year, but also understanding too that having a support network, having a door open from an administrative side is I think really important from our end. Our staff will embrace it, and I'm sure you already do it here. But I can't wait to be part of the teams and to get introduced and just ingrained, with each and every program.
I had a chance to see you earlier this morning over at the football offices. You've been around campus. What's your initial reactions to the campus and everything here?
It's beautiful, but I would say this: the people make it here. First thing, I think Steffi and I just said, we've walked away, throughout the morning. We've only been here a few hours, but genuine people who care about each other, and that's my early takeaway, and I'm sure that's not going to change. Thanks, Marty.
Got time for about one more question if anybody has one.
Obviously, NIL is one of the most pressing issues for college athletics today. Just how do you judge creating more opportunities for students with NIL at a group of 5 school and maybe a smaller institution?
Yeah, I think it goes back to the creativity of the rev share model. Some doors have been open, since July with some of the transition. I think it goes back to what is our revenues, what is our expenditures, and then again opening doors that maybe we haven't had those conversations yet. But it's easy for me to say we still have time to assess. So more to come. Let's follow up in a couple months. I'll probably have a better answer for you.
Okay, that concludes the press portion of our event today, and thank you all for coming. We'll be opening our doors up to the university community here in just a few minutes to meet AD Mr. Slade. Thank you.
Mr. Slade.
Real quick, and I just want to say thanks for coming. I know a lot of you are in season right now. So it does mean a lot for you to take the time to come and join us for this. So I can't wait to meet you individually. I know some of the sports have to take off, but means the world to Stephanie and I that you took the time to come to the presser.